It's been a very eventful week, yesterday and the day before in dail. So where should I start? So first of all, I talk about the taxi protest that was supposed to be going on outside dail, which was mysteriously cancelled. And I say it was the guards that said to the taxi drivers, don't do it, we'll arrest you, we put you in prison for the next 60 years. The same as they did in the church, just barge in and just, to say, we're going to put you all in prison just for because you're sitting in cars, because you're going to protest and you're going to sit in your cars. We don't want that. No, God, no, we wouldn't want that. No, we wouldn't watch this protesting. No, God, no, we wouldn't want that. That's why the guards probably said, and Drew Howard and the rest, and probably said, we're not going to allow you to do it. We're going to arrest everybody who goes to the protest. So it didn't happen. So obviously Matty McGuire talked about it in Dáil, and he was right to talk about it because you never hear Fine Gael, Fine Fá. Standing up for people who are working hard. Taxi drivers, I know a good few do. A good few, when I didn't get my bus ticket, I had to rely on taxi drivers to bring me to the school and bring me home. I was very reliable, I was very kind, go out of the way to help you. And they're the genuine people we have in society, not these politicians. The hard working people who work very hard, work long hours. These taxi drivers work long hours. Um, and they have been affected. They have really been affected. Compared, like I know myself, when I used to go a few years ago in a taxi, they might have been able to pick up 3 or 4 people at once. Now they can only pick up one person. So obviously it's a bit of a strain. In particular in Cavan, because obviously there's a huge amount of taxis in Dublin, but in Cavan there's only a few taxis. But yeah, obviously here's the next part, and those we probably heard that Matty McGuire called this government the Nazi regime, or something. He basically called me old man Hitler, which you could say he's right, and at the end of the day he is right. He is right, but I would call him probably Stalin. I would probably say it's a communist regime. It's not a fascist regime. It's a communist regime in this country. Well, it's a want to be communist regime. I don't know what kind of it really is a want to be communist regime, and that's what they really want in this country. It's not a fascist regime. It's really, really want to be communist regime. That's what always with China. They always trying to figure out what China's up to. But yeah, so he basically said it straight, and it says here on the Irish Independent that they decided the taxi drivers randomly decided after they probably planned it a week or two in the fats and probably planned to sit in their cars. With nobody with only one person in each car, whatever. I don't see why they will cancel at the last moment. I don't really see it. I say the guards probably told again. I say the guards probably told them off. I have no evidence, but I say that's probably what happened. Because they don't. It doesn't suit the narrative, for a protest. You take again so much for freedom, again. And again, when somebody says something about what they think, they get absolutely abused in the media. And he's right in some way. Matt McGuire's dead right in what he's saying, because I don't even think the Nazis would do some of the things this government has done over the last few weeks and last few months. Like for example, again, the Nazis done a lot of horrible things, and I will admit that straight. And it was a horrible regime. But again, what this government has done to people, literally, as we speak now, so many people being evicted from the houses and still being evicted, from the houses. We have children lying on the street. We have people suffering in this country. In isolation, older people in isolation because they can't see their friends, they can't see their neighbours. And again, it's really just prolonging people's suffering, and I might be honest with you. And again, that's again this country, it is it's basically hell on earth, and I might be honest with you. Because everything in this country is just about so it's just again he's right in what he is very right in what he's saying, but like for example Nat Lone, I talked about Nat Lone. There should have never been a ban on mass or churches, religious service, no matter if it's Muslim, Christian, Protestant, whatever. I believe everybody's entitled to the religion. At the end of the day, that's basically human rights. Your human rights. You're entitled to your worship. And again, the way they just kind of banned it, outright banned it. In Northern Ireland, you went up the road, the churches were open, you allowed 30 people in. It was a compromise. Again, it was a compromise. Over here, they were just completely ban it. We don't want this. We don't like this. Ban this. Get rid of that. No, what's this? Click and collect. We don't like that. Ban it. Again, this is what the word ban. Again, they banned the mass. They banned it. They didn't say, we're just going to call it off for a while. they used the word ban. But again, it's been a very interesting day, and obviously my whole man was very upset. Again, he's only in it for the money, and let's be fair, he doesn't give a damn about this country. If he ever like the only reason why he wanted to be Taoiseach is because he would be the only probably leader of Fianna Fáil that never was Taoiseach. He wouldn't want that, and that's the only thing he cared about at the end of the day. But such a charade. Like literally, I've seen the circus be better organised and better understanding to people suffering than these people in Dáil. But fair play to Matty Maguire. Again, he's saying it straight, and again, you have to admire a politician that says it straight and what they're taking. It is very commendable. Because again, the Nazi, and again I have to stress this: the Nazis done very, very horrible things to people. And obviously it should never happened to them, the Nazis, just to say. But I just don't know what to say. I really just don't know what to say about this whole situation. Like, the fair play to Matthew Maguire again, but it's a terror that we have come to this. We have come to this stage in Ireland that, people are probably being told by the guards, when you can have a protest. That doesn't suit the narrative. No, God, no, we can't allow that. Again, so much for human rights, so much to your freedom of expression, freedom of opinion, freedom of assembly too. All gone down the toilet.